Hi. Love you.
Love you.
Love you. Love you all.
Love you.
Oh, love you. Love you.
Oh, love you so much. Oh, beautiful. Oh, so looking forward to this episode. I look forward to all the episodes. It's so good. Thank you for being here, my beautifuls. Oh, I love you so much. Isn't this wonderful? Isn't this just awesome, our ascension? Yeah.
It
Yes, it
sure
really is.
is.
You know,
Love you so much.
every time we do the next one, I look at you and I go, wow, look at that ascension, next level. Like you just all, oh, wow, look at you. Oh, I get goosebumps. You're so amazing. So proud of you in so many ways of your amazing ascension and dedication and really knowing it's what you want and being really committed to that because it's just awesome, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like once you really know, once you really felt it, that's it. That's it. Everything else starts to feel really boring, even though it's okay that we all had that some ascension, then we went and had a little bit more of our fun times of seeing what it's like to still keep trying to believe everything that isn't real. But then it gets enough, hey?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
It really does.
I love hearing your voices so much. Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Wow, today's episode, Light Interim and the Angel Assignment. Excited about that? Yeah?
Yes.
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 So much.
Yes.
Super
Very
excited.
much. Yeah.
Well, I've talked a lot about Light Interim and I've always wanted to add, when the time's right, the next, like, just really focus on Light Interim. It always seems to come in and out of the sessions anyway, because it's such a big aspect of our lives. And like Light Interim is it's just a really another dimension. You know, it's the place, what we could say of a higher dimension where we experience our ethereal body. Like here we're experiencing more our physical body and it's perfect. But just to really be really clear about it, all those dimensions are really in the now anyway. And so it's like Light Interim is timeless. It's a timeless paradise. It's the place that that we will eventually, when we are ready, when we feel that we've had our fulfillment of being physical and the limitation, the separation of this, when we really embrace that and understand that, then we won't have to die to go there, because Light Interim is the place we go when we transition out of our physical body into that beautiful realm of that ethereal realm. Like we're still existing in some level of separation, but it's not like here where it's like really defined. It's much more ethereal. It's just so, like, if you can just try and imagine it, it's almost like if you could see ourselves just as an aura. We understand the aura and the light that we are. If we could see ourselves just like this beautiful, beautiful glowing being of light. And that's that it's not easy to describe it, but I'll do my best because it's an unlimited place. It's beautiful, it's timeless, like here in this beautiful physical body, which we love so much, don't we? We feel
Yes.
very protected
Yeah.
too, like I know some people don't, and I've been there too, that, well, I didn't want to be here physically, but when I started to understand myself on that real higher level, wow, I want to be here so much now. And in here we get to experience the illusion of time. I mean, how amazing is that when it's not actually real? Now that's really amazing, and I love that. And like I know when we're ascending, we can start understanding more the illusion of time, and we can understand how we can change time. I think I've shared this story when I was in high school, and we had to do a little speech. So I decided, what do I want to do? And the only thing I really wanted to do on was time, because that's where, at that age, I was about 13, and I just really fathomed so much at that age. I think my whole life in a way, but I really, really loved the illusion of time. So I did this speech in front of the class about the illusion of time and how time feels faster when you're enjoying it. And when you're waiting for something, it feels slower. It's like we experience all different feelings with time, don't we? It's never exactly the same, ever. And I often tell time to be slower, to slow down. I love that. I'll speed up when I want it to. We can, we can bend time any way that we want to when we're conscious of that, because we start to realize the time here is such an enjoyable illusion. We love it, don't we? We love that it creates routine and all of that, but we love the timelessness too. And we do feel frustrated with time quite often. And that's part of our illusionary perception, our forgotten perception that we actually really love this time. We love it. But what it gives is so much, doesn't it? It gives time, the time itself. Like having a clock. I love the clock. I remember when I had light mission, I used to teach everybody the clock is your friend. You guys who were there, because I was teaching people how to facilitate what I called a light heart healing session back then. And it was really incredible, guiding people how to integrate. And so I used to tell everyone to allocate time to each section. So we used to do around about 15 minutes each section. And I kept saying to everyone, time is your friend, because keep focused on it. Because if you don't, you just go so much into that timelessness, you forget. You just forget it. And then all of a sudden you come back to time and it's like, that was only supposed to take an hour and a half or 2 hours, that sort of feeling. And that's what's beautiful about time. And we have to talk about time and timelessness to understand Light Interim. So when people pass, when they die, when they transition out of the physical, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no right or wrong. It's all a perfect design. It's all amazing. It's magnificent, especially when you start understanding more about Light Interim. It's the timelessness of our ethereal existence. It's like we go there and we remember who we are. So when we're here, we forget who we are. And when people transition into Light Interim, that beautiful dimension, they start remembering who they are. And there's been so many, near-death experiences where people talk about seeing the angels and the light and all of that. Hey, we've all read stories like that. So that's what happens. It's like the memory starts to come back, and it's actually very joyful and very beautiful. It's like for us here, in the way we perceive death and the limitation of that, it's frightening and it feels unknown, and we're meant to forget that. That's how we have this adventure. We forget that. But in our ascension, we remember. We remember the timelessness that we are. And that's just such a beautiful feeling, isn't it? Do you guys feel that about the timeless memory?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just listening to you say that feels so good.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I love that. It is so joyful.
I was thinking
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
When I'm with you, I feel that timelessness.
Oh, thank you.
Really feel that.
Exactly.
And do you all feel that?
Yes.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
Love that. Thank you. I do really try to keep a watch on the time, because when I'm doing this session, the clock is my friend. But I always have to just allow, because sometimes in these sessions, whether they're group or private, the time is so different. It just changes everything. And so quite often it feels like it's been hours and hours and timelessness. And other times it feels like shorter, but mostly it feels like the time. And so like a timelessness. So sometimes these sessions can go longer or shorter depending on what timelessness we're really experiencing. And so that's what's beautiful about when people transition into Light Interim. They actually, like, their physical body is just beautiful being completed, and it's perfect, that aspect of it. And then they remember their ethereal body, and there's always angels there, or there's always light beings there with them. It's a big part, which I want to talk about. It's a big part of Light Interim. And so that beautiful memory of themselves comes to them. And people say things like they see the light. They do. They see the light of who we are. And I really find it so fascinating that we can actually forget that while we're here. We have manifested an illusion so powerful. It seems like we're not empowered, but we are so powerful to create being here in a physical body. Physical bodies are miracles. There's the way that we've designed them is that we can think anything we want, create anything we want with our physical bodies. We can be unconscious of emotion, which is just the energy of the ethereal body, the energy and emotion. We can be unconscious of those feelings. We can choose to indulge in those feelings. Hey, we've all done that. Lots of indulging in all the fallen aspects of it.
Yes.
Everyone's nodding, yeah.
Yes,
And
definitely.
every time I see myself do that, and every time that I recognize it, like that's the great thing about ascension, you recognize it now more and more and more. You recognize that you're diving into those limited feelings, and you can do that. And if you want to do that for your ascension, no, if you want to do it with your ascension consciousness, you realize you're doing it. That's all. You just realize you're doing it. And so even on a physical level, our bodies are so, so, so powerful. And scientists and all that are studying our physical bodies, and they see how much more there is. And I remember once I said the zoom in, if you zoom into one cell and you zoom in and zoom in, zoom in, all you're going to find is infinite. And it's true. And they are now scientists, and they are now knowing this because that's what they're finding. So it's beautiful for them to do that and explore that, and to just go, what? Wow, we're unlimited, which we as ascending beings, we already know that. We're remembering that. But I love that they want to do that anyway for proof. It's just so fun. And I get that. I get that proof. And I understand why people want proof. I've felt exactly the same. I want the proof. Because there's those times when we're ascending, we're just like, what am I even trusting? What am I trusting? It feels so unknown. And we can feel so lost in those times. But I remind myself over and over and over to trust. And sometimes that's one of the ways I do, is to zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, and just remember the beautiful light being that we really are. So and we've all done it, we've all transitioned into, all of us here have all at some point had experience where we passed, we died, we shifted, we transitioned, any way you like to say it, into Light Interim. So there is a soul memory within us, and it's probably being triggered as I'm saying this. Do you feel that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It feels really familiar, doesn't it? It's just like there's a knowing in us. And so when we have, when what I really, one of the aspects I love about knowing about Light Interim is how comforting and beautiful it is to know that's where we've gone, and that's where our loved ones that have passed in there have gone there. And so it doesn't matter what kind of death they had, how traumatic, how, from our perspective, just unbearable to even think of, the things we see in the world, they still transition to Light Interim. So they instantly remember themselves. So for us here, our perception is grief, it's fear, it's loss. It's just, it makes us feel more frightened of situations in our life. Just it goes on and on. But for our soul remembers itself in that moment. And so it's beautiful. So I've often had this vision of people. It's kind of not funny, but it is funny. Like people who remember the days when people were, well, they're still warring and fighting, but back in the really, let's say, Viking day, when they were brutal and killing each other, and so they've done that, but they're both in Light Interim all of a sudden together. So what happens then? It's like, hey, hi, bro. Oh, hi, bro. Whoops, sorry about that. Oh, that's cool. I liked it. That was fun. Yeah, that was all good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Air hug. Yeah, air hug. Ethereal hug. Yeah, okay. Let's do Can you imagine? What? It was like, thanks, bro. That's exactly what we planned, right? Yeah, we're here now. High five. I don't know if that really is what happened, but I mean, definitely what happens is that they see each other in that ethereal realm, but high-fiving, well, I don't know. Maybe that's just you. It's beautiful, actually, the light, beautiful light feeling that we have in exchange. But yeah, so I've often laughed at that, but also felt the sadness and the grief of all that warring and all that, all that violence. But when we can have this much, much higher perception and we can remember, we can realize that's what happens next. So you can think of any kind of death you want to, and anyone that you know of, stories you've read, anything, and you're going to see that that was a kind of a funny one I described for you, but it's what happens. And so this in this way, let's go to a really compassionate view, from the humor view to the compassionate view. Let's go, well, we know that people are grief stricken when they lose someone. I know what that grief feels like. And it's very painful. But when we can have the compassion for their experience, but then we can still shift to knowing where that being really is, where they have gone, you could say. But they don't really go anywhere. That's the whole thing. It's like Light Interim sounds like a separate place, and it is in the way of dimension, but in the way of oneness, all those dimensions are one. So remember, I always say there's these contradictions in our ascension. It's like that, but that's just how we see the wholeness. The wholeness is always existing. But for us to fathom our journey and our amazing, amazing experience, that's what we need to do. So this can really help. And I know a lot of people have the perception of calling it heaven, and that their mom or their dad or whoever part of their life, whoever passed, is in heaven. And it really helps them. It really gives them, I mean, you can call Light Interim heaven if you want to. It is a paradise. And I'll tell them more about that later, but it's a beautiful place. I mean, yeah, I'll talk more about that, but it's okay for people to have that perception. And that's just really having the compassion, is how that they can still feel connected. But I know heaven has been associated with a lot of religious dogma too, and right and wrong, and you only get to heaven, and then there's hell. But there is no hell that anyone goes to. No one goes to a hell. There's only that one place, and that's Light Interim. But in Light Interim, you will see the hell that you chose. You will see the fallen consciousness. And there's quite a lot of integration goes on in that Light Interim. It's part of the experience when we go there. It's so much like what you guys are doing now. And we don't have to die to experience that. If we keep ascending, we'll just naturally evolve into our light bodies anyway, our ethereal bodies. So that's not something to put pressure on yourself, because our beautiful fallen ego loves to do that. But just to understand it's okay to die, and it's okay to ascend. And in a way, death is like an ascension, in a way. But something that I really want to experience is transcending the physicality, but staying here. Like, I know that's a reality. I know that we are all going to ascend and shift into the paradise. But in saying that, we don't want to be rigid about it. We don't want to say, well, I'm failing ascension if I don't do that, because a big part of our ascension is understanding death, understanding the transition, understanding light interim. So went back to the hell, where what people think is hell is really only all the choices that they made in their fallen identity. And in light interim, there's just so many different experiences there, timeless experiences. There's no specific experience other than it's paradise, it's timeless, and we're in our ethereal body. But what our journey has been here in this physical body, and what we want to integrate, because if you die, you have something to integrate. That's why light interim holds a lot of integration. So it's a big part of it. And so in our ascension is why we can ascend into our light body by integrating, by understanding, by seeing the whole picture, by understanding our fallen perception, by understanding all the separation and limitation aspects, all the programs. Oh, the programs are so amazing, they're beautiful, but they have limited us. So we integrate all of that, then we ascend. So if we don't, there's nothing wrong with that. So I don't want anyone to feel afraid of death. I want everyone to understand death and know that it's okay, and take any pressure off. Oh, you know, I'm aging, or oh, I'm not healthy, or la la la, any of those sort of things that make you feel unworthy of your ascension. Just keep integrating it and be okay about it. And know that you can. Know that you can. We don't want to turn our ascension into a righteousness about living forever. We don't want to turn it into a righteousness of, oh, they died, so they didn't ascend. No, that sort of attitude. We don't need to be like that. It's just really the fallen perception. In fact, it's just as beautiful. But this is a big part of ascension, is why I really want to talk about it. It's a big part of ascension to understand the light interim realm. It's the same realm that we're ascending into. And we can be here in our physical body with this incredible soul, this incredible consciousness, ascension consciousness, and we are experiencing anyway. And the more that we experience our ascension, the more dimensional experiences we started having. Like, I see beings quite often, and it might sound kind of spiritual and trippy and all that sort of stuff, but it's not. It's just they appear, and it's very brief. It's not like they walk around. They just appear in their ethereal body to me, and I can see them. And it's quite often, have you had that experience where you just see it out of the corner of your eye, like, oh, what was that? Had that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what was that? And then you look and it's gone.
Yes.
So quite often you can have them, the beings there. I want to elaborate a lot more on this, but they can be there, but you can't see them. But we don't want to get attached to, well, I'm not ascending if I can't see them, okay? You don't want that. You don't need to do that. But it's really beautiful to see them. I love it. I love the experience. And so what I do when I see them, and you know what, if you don't see them, you can feel them. Seeing and feeling very similar. So, and you feel that presence. Now, in saying that, we have beings around us all the time. All the time. And that can feel to our fallen perception a bit, ooh, I don't want to be seen all the time, you know. but it's completely loving. There is no judgment. That's just for this realm, this physical realm, to feel the separation and judge things as right and wrong. In that realm, it doesn't exist. So allow it to be okay that there's beautiful beings around you. I've had many, many around me and studying me and learning from me, learning from my ascension guidance. What an honor, but true. And I see them, I've seen them floating around. It's like a movie, but it's true. And when I see them, it's much more of a seeing within myself. I see it within me. But it's like I can almost physically see them as well. But it's like I have to almost defocus or something like that. It's just a whole different perception. And it's not me being superior or anyone being superior because of that. And you're not inferior if you're not having that experience yet. So please know that. Just stay focused on your ascension and allow. But I know everyone feels a presence sometimes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And everyone, there's two different things that can be happening. One is when you're ascending, you feel the presence, you're more conscious of it. When you're asleep and you're falling consciousness, you might get frightened. And you might feel like, well, I don't want to be watched when I'm naked. Remember that one? Maybe some, hey, everyone look at me, but there's some things that we've done we prefer weren't seen by anyone else. We prefer they were private. In perception, we don't feel that so much because we're integrating all that judgment. We're integrating that. So, but they are there, and this brings me. I love how much you're feeling this. Thank you. Beautiful. And that brings me to the angel assignment. So there's two different types of things. There's the angels, and then there's the ethereal souls. Now, the ethereal souls can become angels. There is so many aspects of that, which I want to do my ultimate to help you to understand that, because it's so vast. So you can have angels. You do, not that you can. Everybody has angel allocated to them, more than one. You always have a group of them around you, loving you, just loving you. They're always there, always. And if you want to imagine this, that's what I like doing this. And so I'm walking around with my people.
I love that.
I just feel them, and it reminds me of when we connect with our twin flame on a higher level. It's like that warm embrace, and I love them being with me, and they love me acknowledging it. And so they're there for you. It's like it's their service to you. It's their service to you. Now, some of these angels could have been people that were in your life once. Not always, it's not the rule. Because quite often that doesn't happen, because the reason it doesn't happen is because that soul has moved on from that lifetime and it's integrating a lot. Like a lot of people think that who their loved ones are lost, they're only in heaven forever. And I understand that, and they're going to meet them in heaven and everything and all of that. And that's a great possibility of a real reality that can be a reality. But when we understand Light Interim, we can understand that not only do we transition there, we transition back here. That's called reincarnation by some. So that's what we want to understand, that our loved ones could have already shifted into another lifetime. And perhaps they haven't. There's no rules. And I have had the great fortune of being able to connect with Light Interim it feels like fortune, but I know it's the high consciousness that I'm aligning with, where I can talk to beings there. You can do it too. You can absolutely do it. And I get very strong messages, and I used to feel like this is like, am I deluded? Am I making this up? That sort of feeling, and that's understandable. And I absolutely know some people do make it up, and there's nothing wrong with that, because that's just fun. It's playing with something that's real. It's like when a little boy will play with a toy truck, or a little girl will play with a doll, or vice versa. They can both play with each. But it's like that. It can be a fantasy as well. We want to be clear about that too, because some people say things that are not true, and they're giving messages, and they're not true. And the reason they're not true is because all they're doing is channeling their own personality. And there's nothing wrong with it, because some people love that. A lot of people love that. They want that. Feed me more of your personality and your perception. And we see people that have become famous psychics and things like that. And I do feel sometimes some of it is real, but I know a lot of it isn't, because we can read people too. We can read what they want to know, what they want to hear. We can pick up on all of that. And that's why sometimes it's just that. So there is a difference, and it's not about criticizing anyone or making anyone feel wrong. It's just I want to give you the full picture, the full understanding. And so, like for me, when I first started doing that, it was something I never wanted to ever do, was lie to myself. I never wanted to be in a fantasy, especially a spiritual one. I always wanted to know the absolute truth, and I was willing to let go of anything that didn't feel like that. So, but as I began more and more awakening, and I know the difference when it's my own mind thinking something to when it's a real connection. And it's just a feeling that I have. And I want to share that with you, because I want you to try and start having that as well. And you would have already anyway, whether you knew it or not. You could have had a bit of both. And we're always going to have a little bit of both while we still have our identity, our fallen identity, because it likes to make up things. And remember, our fallen identity takes all the truth and turns it into a fantasy, which is great. So I have a very strong connection, could say, of that realm. But I know, because I know what realm it is, I know it's the realm of our ethereal body and our paradise. And I know that's the true being that we are. And because I know that, it allowed me to connect with it more and more. And a lot of my high conscious guidance comes from that. You are already that too. You are our ethereal body as well. Light Interim is not separate. Remember I said that? You are both. You are like, our physical body is only manifested from the ethereal consciousness. It's not a separate manifestation. It's the same manifestation. So that's why we can ascend and transform into our light body, our ethereal body, as we continue to remember ourselves. We don't want to get dogmatic or pressurized about that, though. We just want to enjoy. If we don't enjoy this reality here, we're resisting the real truth. Like, I've been there. I know what it's like to not like my life, to hate my life, to wish my life was different. We've all had that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we've all judged ourselves so full on, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've all
Yeah.
hated
Absolutely.
ourselves.
Yeah.
We've all had all those variations, and we just didn't want to be here anymore. And that's why a lot of people suicide. But there they are in Light Interim recently. So it's beautiful when you understand that. But what gets left behind, you could say, even though it's not real, there's no left behind because we're all one. But that physical connection's gone. The people that loved the people that left. And that's grief. That is such a lot of grief. And the grief, and I shared about this in the emotions session, that the grief is just believing in separation. And that's painful. Like, even knowing the truth, separation and loss can still feel painful. Like, you guys, even though you know this truth, you can still feel grief. Grief, I feel, is the most powerful illusion of all the emotions because of the separation feeling. But that grief is also about being separate in an illusionary way to the being that you are, to that ethereal being that you are. So we feel grief when we lose a loved one, and that includes animals, birds, etc. All of life like that. People can feel grief when their plant didn't live. You know, there's all those aspects of our reality where people can feel grief. So it's a very strong illusion, but you can know the truth and you can know about light interim, but you can still feel that. But the beautiful part about it in our ascension is understanding what that grief means. And that there's a part of our identity that wants to keep that grief there, because if you let go of that grief, how uncaring are you? If you feel joy about someone that you love dying in whatever way it is, our identity will say that's wrong. You shouldn't feel that, although I know a lot more people are celebrating people's passing now, which is beautiful. But they're still only celebrating their life they had, which is great. It's beautiful. I love that. But let's celebrate our life now too, you know, always. But the grief is still there because there's not that full understanding. I know, like I said before, people use the word heaven and it really helps them, and I love that. And they just really feel they're going to be reconnected again. But what they're not recognizing is they're already connected. Even though that a lot of people do feel that, a lot of people talk to, like, you know, parents that they've lost or children that they've lost. They feel that present and they have that connection. And a lot of it could be real. Some of it might not be real because they're already back here in another body. But in saying that, because we're so multidimensional, it could still be real. But there is what happens in the illusion of that attachment because of the grief is they're not taking into consideration that they're transforming themselves. They are shifting from that person that person knew. Like take someone's mother or father, for example. When they go to Light Interim, all of us go to Light Interim, we're instantly finished with that identity. We're not instantly finished with the integration, though. There's always that integration time, which is just beautiful, in that beautiful realm where we can understand, and there's all these beautiful angelic beings there. Just all these beautiful, and your people, your angel people are there always. And just to be really unlimited, that angel crew can be transforming, changing, rising with you, other angels coming in. It's just like, it's really a very unlimited experience, but there is definitely certain ones that stay with you. It's like they're part of you in a way. So to understand angels, there's so much to understand angels. There's all different kinds of angels. And there's some angels that never actually had a physical reality. They stayed as part of our one soul. They're still part of our one soul, but they never chose to have this. Those angels are always there. with us. It's what we all chose as one to have that. And those angels are not missing out on anything because, the identity could come straight up and say, oh, why can't they be physical? It's not that they can't, it's just that that's what we all chose, to keep that ethereal essence there as well. There's much more angels in Light Interim than aren't those ones. But also this contradiction is to understand how many people there are now entails a lot of fragments. It's all still the one soul. But in the beginning, there wasn't 7 billion people and growing. The growing, that will all complete itself. And people are very afraid of overpopulation. And I get that, I understand that, but it's part of the limitation. But that won't always, we won't always be like that. We will like merge ourselves back into the original being that fragmented. Like I'm not fragmented at all. I've never been fragmented. That wasn't the plan. The plan was for me to not be, and there are others that haven't been as well. So it's not right or wrong. And I could talk a lot more about that, but I want to talk more about the angels. So I'd like to share a really beautiful experience that Clary had, helped to understand more about the angel realm as her mother passed a year ago. You said last episode, last session, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, just over a year ago now.
Yeah. And it was just really, really beautiful that she was Shirley at that point, and she started talking to me like I felt like she forced herself into me in a way, because it was so blatantly obvious. Not that she would have done that, but it felt like that. And it was a really strong feeling of trust that I had to have to really connect, to allow the connection. She used numbers for me. That's one thing I love about the clock. I love numbers. They're so symbolic to me. You can make any number symbolic to yourself. It's just a number. You can do anything you want. But it can mean anything. People do have favorite numbers, don't they? It's so cute. And so Shirley was really connecting with me, and she's given me lots of beautiful messages to Clary. And how did you feel during that time, Clary?
I remember feeling so much grief, and I felt like I was really spiraling into grief at one point. Like it just
Yeah.
felt so painful.
Yeah.
And I think I wrote you like a big message about the pain that I was feeling and just sharing with you. And that's when I think around that time, or very close to that time, Shirley was connecting with you. And when you really shared that with me and what she said and everything, I've got a photo of myself before, when I was in the midst of grief, and I've got
Yeah.
a photo of myself after,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's just like this lightness like came
Yeah.
over me. And even though I was still deeply sad and I was still feeling so much, I felt that I could cope, and it was so beautiful. And
Cope is a good description, because of the amount of grief that we do feel, and that's a lot of the reason actually these beautiful souls want to talk to you. Like it happens regularly. It's a real common thing, and that's why people do feel like they're talking to them, because they are. There's a connection in the talking, that because the beings in that realm just want to say, I'm okay. My nephew, my older brother, I'm second eldest out of 9 children, and my older brother's son died, and they of course we were all grief stricken, but his sisters, his brothers and sisters in the family were particularly grief-stricken, and they were on the phone. One of them were on the phone to each other, and two of them were on the phone to each other, and this soul, my brother's son, started talking to them through the phone, and they could hear his voice, and they were just like, they were really like sobbing and mind blown and shocked. But the voice was saying, "I'm okay, don't worry about me, I'm okay." And just I asked them all about it, it's like, how real was that really? And they said it was absolutely really good to hear it. And it sounded like a voice that's talking underwater. Yeah. It's like that etherealness coming through. Because you think about phone, right? Phone calls. How are they really linking? Like what's, it's in the air. And that's the ethereal being. So it can happen like that. And so it was really touching that as well. That the messages can be there. But I know some people will turn some fantasy into a message as well. But that's understandable. So thank you for sharing that, Clary, how comforted you felt in that moment just from getting those messages. And then what was really amazing too is that Shirley kept talking to me. She thanked me. She told me to tell Clary, I'm going to stay in the timelessness until I'm ready for time again. And I just thought, wow, that is just so beautiful. And it touched me so deeply. I cried with her messages. It was so deeply touching. And so it made me see even more clearly how precious the experience of light interim is and how precious this experience of time and timelessness. So then Shirley kept talking to me, and then she told me that she's changed her name and that her name is now Amanda. And I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, again, I'm trusting myself. Like I really know the difference, and I know the feeling. I know it's not a fantasy, and I'm just letting it come through, and it comes through fast, sometimes too fast to grab hold of it in a way. So she told me that she's changed her name to Amanda, and I looked up the name Amanda, and I can't remember what it was now. Do you remember what it was, Clary? I can't remember. Nisha, do you remember? What was it?
I do remember it was something to do with love.
With love.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, it was a beautiful name. I'd have to re-look it up, but anyone can look it up that's watching, of course. And so that was really beautiful. And then she told me that she has become an angel because she's always wanted to help people. And so she became an angel that helps people who are called to be helped. And there's lots of them. In a way, it's unlimited. And so Shirley became Amanda after a lot of integration. And actually, the integration part was pretty easy for her because she met me. She'd had a lot of my guidance. She had Clary talking to her a lot. And she basically thanked me for that. She gave me a lot of gratitude for that. And it made her transition in there so much easier because she had that consciousness. But there would have been there was still a lot of integration. But the fact that she'd already had some seeds planted, this is also a really special part of this understanding because and the experience, how much it affects everyone, even if they don't, like Shirley didn't, Shirley that back then did not choose to ascend. She turned away from it. And that was okay because that was what she wanted to experience. But in her light interim, she remembered. Imagine how clear that would have been in that moment. Oh, this is real. This is true. And that's what happened. And so it was really, really beautiful. And I really love that. And Shirley and no, Amanda says to ask her for help anytime that you want. And she really loves, like love isn't even enough to say in a way because it's her whole soul existence to give that. That's what angels do. There's no sacrifice, there's no martyr, there's no delusions of grandeur. It's just purity of love. When I was saying love's not enough to say, still love, of course, but I knew what I wanted to say was just how pure it is, how unconditional. It's like the real meaning of love is what these angels are remembering and being. And so Amanda is just in bliss. She's in paradise. She's in bliss. She's assisting beings here when they ask for it. And the thing about angels, you have to ask. They will not go against you. They won't go against what you want. But in saying that, are you conscious of that you've asked? There could be an asking that took place somewhere in this dimensional existence where they are assisting you and you don't remember asking. But you can be conscious and you can ask consciously as well. So there's that multi-dimensional, beautiful aspect of it. But I love asking the angels to assist me. And I find it particularly beautiful when, and this is what you can all do, is when you are feeling, you know, when you feel that place in your ascension, like you've ascended, you're ascending, you experience much more love, super amount of love, you just feel amazing, this is the best thing ever, and then wham, you hit another part of yourself that just feels awful. And it feels so like it's so incredibly painful. It's like, where did that beautiful feeling go of my ascension? And it's like, it didn't go. It's still there, but it uncovered a layer. That's all it did. And it can feel quite deep and like a plummet. So in those moments, you can do two things. One, you can believe it, and so I failed. My ascension didn't work. Two, you can realize that it is part of your ascension. It is just the next layer. And that's when you can ask the angels to help you through that. And I feel that every time I ask the angels, I just feel this lessening of the intensity of that pain. I feel like a really big one that we face in our ascension like that in that situation is unworthiness. That's why I did that whole session on it. Like the unworthiness can really kick in because you are saying how powerful you are. You are remembering how amazing you are and you're loving. And then you're being loved too. You're creating that. You're being loved and you're loving. And then you can start feeling like this part of you, this limited part of our identity starts feeling like, am I really worthy of that? Can anybody relate to that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
when
for sure.
as soon as you
Yeah.
as soon as you said unworthiness, Jody, I remembered Amanda means worthy of love,
How did that happen?
lovable. As soon as you said unworthiness, I was like, I knew it was something with love. And as soon as you said unworthiness, I'm like, yeah, so Amanda is now worthy of love.
Oh, that's the meaning of it, of Amanda.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It blew my mind. I remember it. Yeah, it was so amazing. Worthy of love. That's right. Oh, how that that's where she transitioned into that level of consciousness. And I didn't even know the meaning of the name, but thank you for remembering that. Wow. How appropriate and aligned. Amanda is now here. You feel her right here, feeling so much more love and gratitude. Like what I notice is they come and then they go. There's different types. The ones that you're allocated, they never go. They're there with you. They're your people, your angel people. And so, but there's so much like, thank you, Amanda. That's beautiful. And she's gone now. He went back to help someone. It was such a beautiful moment, but it was just like coming and saying, yep, that's right. You're here. I'm here. We are all worthy of love. Because in Light Interim, we remember that. Here we forget that. And unworthiness is one of the deepest part of ourself that blocks our ascension. It's a deep place that we go. And we can look, all of you, I know you can all do this, you can all look at any aspect of your life and recognize the unworthiness feeling, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
And it feeds our limitation. So with angels, you can think of anything. Let's say unworthiness. There's an angel for unworthiness. There's an angel to assist you for unworthiness. So you can say, I want to connect with the angel of unworthiness integration, and then they will be there and they will assist you, and you'll just feel that softness and you'll feel that love, and you might resist that. You might feel so dedicated to that unworthiness that you that's okay. Remember, that's just you enjoying the feeling a bit longer. So we don't want to make that wrong, but that's what can happen. But they do assist you, whatever you, any little thing you can think of to us angels help you with, anything, they will. The only thing that they won't assist you with is your fallen consciousness. I mean, feeding a fallen consciousness, because of course unworthiness is fallen consciousness. They won't assist you if you're asking them to feed your fallen consciousness. Yeah, so anything that you can think of, you can ask the angels. Anything except for them to assist you to be fallen. Of course, they wouldn't do that. That's not their job. They can protect you, and they do. And feel whatever you want to feel, everyone. Allow yourself to feel. It's okay. Feel that. Feel so good for us. And so that's another aspect that I like asking them for is protection. Even though protection can sound like a fallen aspect, right? But in the case of asking the angels for protection, it's not that, okay? It's you really wanting that extra support in your life. And you can ask them, and there's and anything that you know will support your ascension, just ask for that. An angel that supports your ascension. Hey, that's a good one. You can do that. You can be creative as you want. It's unlimited, you know. What are you feeling, Clary?
I'm so touched.
Yeah.
I'm so touched by this. Yeah, I'm really grateful and feel really honored that we have our own angel people. I just find,
Beautiful, isn't it?
yeah, and I can think of myself all through my life where I felt so lonely and alone, and I never was, and it's making me giggle a bit as well.
That is so good. So good. Exactly. But what did it feel like when you felt alone?
Just so separate and isolated, and you know,
Yeah.
just so many emotions, like all sad and
Yeah.
depressed and everything.
Yeah.
And they were just loving me the whole time
Yeah.
as I was going through that.
Yeah, and they want you to connect with them, but they also completely support you not connecting. Like they won't enforce themselves on you because they understand the fallen journey. You know, they're in Light Interim. They understand. They're in that frequency. That's where the angels are. They're in that dimension. There's a whole lot of other things going on after that dimension, but that's that dimension. That's another time. What is that? What is that? Another time. No, I don't think it'll involve time really when I think about it. And so that is actually an important aspect of this, is to where that dimension is why we cycle back here from Light Interim, right? We are existing in much higher dimensions as well, but we go from Light Interim, we come here to be born again. And in the beginning, Light Interim wasn't the place of death because there was no death. Light Interim was just our ethereal paradise. That's what I've talked about to you about the beginning. It was our ethereal paradise. So then when we created to have this illusion of being physical and forgetting ourselves, we knew that dimension was going to be there all the time. And the angels that have never fallen, that's where they began to, that was when that decision was made as well. There's so much there's so much for you to understand yet about the creation of all of us. So much. And this is all part of understanding. It's just these steps, you could say, these awakenings, this unveiling. And so when we created the illusion of separation and limitation, we knew the real truth is that we are that dimension. We are the paradise. We are our ethereal bodies. But remember, I'll just say this. We were the original being of love. And then we chose to have this experience. Right? I've talked about that. So I'm hoping that you're putting those pieces together a little bit, how it's starting to fall into place, how it works. It is beyond the intelligence that we can even try and even understand right now. I mean, we can try. I don't want to limit it. We can try and understand. But because you guys have been really ascending, you are fathoming it, right? Do you feel like you're fathoming what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's simple.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And it's really trusting and opening and awakening to more. And we keep it simple. As soon as we start wanting to make separate groups of kinds of spirituality, and that's all the fallenness, or different labels, different names that people have. I'm sure we've seen lots of that on social media. There's groups for this and groups for that, and they're all spiritual, and they do all different things, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's all part of the journey. But ultimately, there's only this real understanding of love. That's really our ascension, is understanding love and understanding how we forgot, how we gave ourselves the experience to forget love. And so are you starting to fathom now the beautifulness and the importance of Light Interim? How important it really is, and how magnificent. Like, it's not genius. It's the highest intelligence. Like, we can even try and imagine it. But even then, it's like, ooh. Like, do you ever feel that? Like, when you're trying to ascend more and you're trying to fathom more and you feel this, ooh, that's a lot. Because you can feel, that's when you're feeling like a pressure feeling, or a bit of an ache, or a tingling, or a tightness even, or some sort of expansiveness around it. It's you remembering, and it's those cells, those light things, that love that we are is remembering. And we are remembering. That's what our ascension is remembering. And so we created that dimension. We created a lot of dimensions, but that was one of them. And if we were going to look at dimensions as a number and say, you know, this dimension we're in is third dimension, a lot of people call it that. Every dimension still exists here. The Light Interim dimension is, I don't want to limit this, I just want to say it away. There's much higher levels of our dimensional experience than Light Interim. This is a dimension that we can connect with here comfortably, because even though it has an unlimitedness to it, being limited here, it has a consciousness that we can still connect with. So that's why we can feel that consciousness of loved ones and that connection with the soul. But our soul is all of the dimensions. Our soul is, yeah, I'm sure there's more dimensions than that too, of course. There's so much information comes in sometimes for me, and just trying to give it to you on a simplicity understanding. But there is a certain amount of dimensions that relate to our experience here, and Light Interim is one of them. And it's just, how beautiful is it though? Try and fathom that it's the original place when we came here and we created our paradise and our form, our ethereal form. We created, like when I try to imagine what that really looks like, it's almost like a transparent being of light, just glowing light. But I do see how we evolved that form. Like, I love our forms. Look at you. Look how beautiful you are. Look at how we created. I often think about this, how we created all the different aspects of our body and how it functions, how it works. You know, the scientists can't even understand it yet. They won't be able to if they're doing it from a limited perspective. We are so magnificent. We're so much more amazing than the limitation. Like, some people actually really believe that we live and we die and that's it, it's finished. And some people who are following me on social media have believed that and have started to change from that. And all it's taking is just love, just the simplicity of the love that I post in my posts. They're starting to awaken from it and realize there is more, because they're starting to feel more love. Because the only part of the consciousness that believes that wants to really believe that, it's just really, really asleep. It does make me laugh, like how limited would we really be to think that that's it? And I'll ask you this question. Who is making you think? What is making you think? What is making you choose those thoughts you're having? Can you see it? Or can you feel it?
Feel like I can feel it.
I can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Mm-hmm. Everyone else? Anyone else can feel it, you guys?
Yeah,
can
it
feel
looks
it.
like
What's that, Estella? Can't hear you.
Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, now I can, yeah.
I'm thinking it's the pain.
You're feeling pain?
No, I'm thinking about my mother.
Oh, yeah.
My mother was one of those. There was nothing after death.
Oh, yes.
And I was thinking, why did she believe that? I think it has something to do with pain and, you know, like not wanting to, in a way, wanting to not exist anymore, to not feel.
That's very good. That's very good that you shared that, because that's exactly right. Is why because there's so much pain. It's exactly, yeah, perfect. Thank you. And just to direct it back to my question was, who is making you think? Who is making you feel? Can you see that what's making you think? Can you see that? Everyone said not everyone, 4 of you said you can feel it. And Emmy and Estella, can you feel that? Can you feel it or can you see it? What is making you think?
I can feel it.
Mm-hmm. Emmy?
Yeah, I can feel it.
You can feel it. Yeah. How do we see it? We can feel it, but how do we see it? That is a magnificent question. I'm looking at it and you're looking at it. It's our thought, consciousness, divine love that manifests this, and then we see it. So how magnificent is that? And that makes you want to be a lot more conscious about what you are choosing to think. There's nothing wrong with anything that you thought. There's nothing wrong with people feeling so much pain that they didn't want to believe anything could exist after death, because all they thought was they're stuck with it. That was how limited their consciousness had become. Why would they even want to go to heaven anyway? Just stuck with who they are. You know, that's where that consciousness comes from. And I get that and understand that. But some people, like I said, some people are connecting with me and they're starting to understand more. It's the simplicity of love. It's transforming them. It's that simple that now they want to live. Now they want to know what else exists, because it's transforming their limitations. How beautiful is that? Just love. Like, my posts are simple. They're so simple. And it's just love. And that's really what it all is. It's just love. And so something to really connect with and understand is what I said. And I used to say this a lot in my groups and classes. Who is making you think? Who is it? I think the saying I used to say, I'll try to remember it. It was something like, do you remember it, Sean? I used to say, I had a poster on the wall and I said, who is thinking, I can't remember how it goes, but it was basically saying, it can't be anyone but you. Do you remember that, Sean?
Yeah, who is thinking your thoughts anyway, or
Yeah,
something like that? Yeah.
I remembered it the other day, but it'll come back to me. But it's basically that. It's basically that. Who is thinking your thoughts if it's not you? And that's where people can go a little bit crazy, because they start believing someone else is making them think something. And thoughts can be so analyzed, and to the point of a lot of people want to die for that reason, and suicide, because they can't cope with their thoughts. It's a very common reason. And that's okay. What an experience. Just go overwhelm yourself with thoughts. Thought upon thought upon thought upon thought upon thought. That's what we are. All of it. All of it is that. And when I think about that, and I think about the incredible higher intelligence that created that's the original being of ourself. The original being, the creator, the original creator of ourself, of all of you, of everyone. And people want to see that as God, and they can if they want, because it's generations of dimensions, G-O-D. As I've said before, it sounds like Jody, like that. But generator of dimensions, G-O-D. And that's what they're trying to connect with. And the memory is why religion is so huge. They're trying to remember, they're trying to connect with their true being, and that's how they do it. And look how emotional they get about it, and so passionate, and so much love, and they just can't live without it. And I get it. We know that they're not realizing the being that they are, the magnificent being that they are. But the fact that they still feel the presence of something, they still connect with something that is all powerful, almighty God. It makes all the decisions for you. You have to, God is good and all that sort of stuff people say. They blame everything on God. And you know what? That's the truth. But we are looking at it from a much higher perception than some being. It's usually a male in the sky, or the male in heaven. But one day I want to do a session about male and female things to help you to understand that. But just for now is to understand how separating that is actually of the oneness. I want to say so much, but I'm just going to wait for that one. I'll keep it to this one, to this point. So, but you're getting it, aren't you? Like I'm saying things that are making you think, making
Yes.
you choose thoughts. You could not choose those thoughts. You could be choosing thoughts that are saying, I don't want to hear any more of this, la, la, la. I've had that happen lots of times with me. And that's okay. I understand. But you're choosing the thoughts to listen and hear the real truth of the amazing dimensional being that you are. And that's giving you a feeling of real love, real love, real love, real love. Because you are real love. It's that simple. That's why I'm saying we take off all of these labels when we're ascending. We just remember the beautiful being of love that we are. And that's what happens when we experience light interim. We remember ourselves there. Remember the beautiful being of love that we are. And we experience, like people have remembered, they've had near-death experience, they remember their whole life flashing in front of them, right? They was like kind of like in light interim for a moment. I remember I was by my grandma's side when she was passing, and I was watching her, and she was one that did not believe in anything after. And I was watching her, and her whole being, I could see her whole being fathoming and watching and seeing. There was so much activity in her eyes. I could see it and feel it. Like her eyes were closed, and she was lying in hospital, but she was having an experience. It was really, really amazing watching that. And of course, being in touch with that realm and understanding those things, I could see it more clearly in a way because of that understanding. And so just beautiful, just beautiful, beautiful place that exists here now too. We're not separate from it. So what you are doing now is what you would be doing in light interim, but you're doing it here instead. Do you understand that? Do you get that? That's very, very, very important for you to understand that for your ascension. And why I said earlier, feel as much as you want, anyone, just feel the emotion, it's beautiful. Why I said in the beginning that we don't have to die to ascend. Our ascension, like the ascended consciousness in a way, is what you see in light interim, except you can choose to come back here, and no one is going to get left behind. Every aspect of ourself will be completely integrated. Every single aspect, every single fragment, every single human being, all of it's going to integrate completely. That will be our ascension. Light interim will be the paradise we live in, higher dimension. When we've gone and we've returned, we've gone light interim, we've come back here. I want to play on earth again. I want to be silly. I want to be a this and a that. I want to feel what it's like to do all these different things. And, you know, it's like what we did in the beginning, but we have that to reset it over and over and over if we want to. And then we're trying to fathom that all this is just happening now. Like the timelessness. We only perceive timelines here, but the timelessness is who we really are. And we don't even have to worry about whether we can fathom or not in a way. Just enjoy knowing it's real. Just enjoy the love of our existence. And then you just see the whole thing as one. And so that's what we've done. So everything that you've done in this life, you planned in light interim. Everything. And then you were creative when you were here too. You are creative when you're here. You're changing your choices. You're choosing your choices. Question, did that happen? Was that choice already made in light interim, or did you make it here? Answer, you made it in light interim. But how you come here and have the experience is just like, whatever that, it's like you say, I'm going to go to the beach today. That's the plan. You go to the beach. you feel the sand in your toe. You see that, like, this is a really beautiful day at the beach, mind you. And and there's beautiful turquoise waves, and the sky's blue with a few little clouds that now and then give you heart shapes and things like that, or angels, and it's just beautiful and loving. And it's like, that's kind of like this. I'm going to go and have this experience. What am I going to experience when I'm there? How am I going to experience? And so that's what we can do. We can go, well, I want this. How do I want my life to be now? And then we can say, well, I want to be ascending. I want to live in a really fulfilling life. I want joy, happiness, abundance. I want to overcome all these limitations. That plan was made in Light Interim. But how you do it here is the fun. That's the fun. And you know what? If that plan, goes into the aspect where you're like forgetting yourself again, beautiful, perfect. What a ride, what a journey, what a magnificent. Can you try and fathom how magnificent this existence really is? Can you just try? And love it, love it, love it. And as we're doing that, we're ascending. And when we see these limitations and we understand how unlimited we are, you could even say light interim consciousness right now, not that you have to die, but just the paradise, the consciousness that remembers. Connect with that, you beautiful souls. Connect with that. This is what you're doing. And that is what happened in your other lifetimes when you died. You went there and did it. And this is like freedom from the pain of death. This is freedom. This is a freedom perception, because no longer do you feel so sad about everything. And if you do, it's understandable and it's okay. I cry every day, every day. Most of the time these days, I'm crying because of how much love I feel. I'm just like, just so much love. And the more I'm ascending, the more love. Like, I just look at a piece of fluff on the ground and I'm like, oh, that's so beautiful. Like, I'm starting to cry about everything and anything. And and I pick the fluff. Oh, I love you. Thank you, fluff. But I'm going to put you into another now, the bin. It's like, sometimes I don't even want to do that. Like, I just want to embrace everything with my love. And then there's this wave will come where there's just like I said, an unworthy wave can hit. Any wave can hit that's of a fallen consciousness, because in this consciousness, like being in Light Interim, it's been revealed to you. So remember that. That's a very big thing to remember in your ascension. When you've been feeling so awesome and so fulfilled and so much love, and then you feel that wave of something hit you, of a fallen consciousness, remind yourself, this is what Jody was talking about. This is just an aspect that's going to be integrated. And I can do that now. Or I can keep it and, deteriorate from it and fall and, either way, it's okay. You're still going to end up in the same place, Light Interim, whether it's here now or there now. Do you understand? So that's what I really love about the truth of our ascension and Light Interim and angels. So angels have so many facets to them. But I really wanted you to connect with your own angels that you have with you. And know that this is the thing, you're never alone. You're never alone. And I know a lot of people go through deep, deep, painful loneliness. I used to feel that a lot. Is why I reached for more higher consciousness. And I was from being family. I was surrounded by people and surrounded by love. But this deep loneliness was the longing for myself. And I wasn't finding myself in anybody else. I just saw how I loved them, but I saw their level of consciousness wasn't the one that I wanted. And I wanted to understand that. Yes, I explored a whole lot of fallen things. That was fun. But I was so protected. I was so protected. The stories I could tell, I won't do that right now, but there's so many times in my life where I was protected. Those angels were definitely there with me. Definitely. And then you could say, well, if someone dies, does that mean their angel wasn't there with them? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that's the choice of the one soul for that wisdom. All these facets of our ascension that you're fathoming, they are simple. They're simple and they're pure. They make sense, don't they? Do you
They
feel
do.
that makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes so much sense on that really deep, soulful level. It's like it's undeniable how much sense it makes to me.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
That's a great way to say it. Undeniable. I love that. That's how I feel. It's undeniable. But you can deny it as well, hey? You can and have. So, do you have any questions? Because I feel like you're really getting a great fathoming of the angels and the light interim, the angel allocation, the light interim. Yes, Clary, go for it.
Just I just wondered, like, do our angels, our angels, like
Our
our
angels.
people, yeah,
Yeah.
have they been with us through all of our lifetimes, or does that change depending on the life that you're in? Like, is that agreement made in Light Interim, or is it the same crew always?
That's a great question. It feels very multifaceted. My first feeling about it and knowing about it is yes, always. But because we've been evolving, they evolve too. So we can say they're the same, but you see, this is another aspect of it. Those souls are still part of our soul. Those angels are part of our soul. They're not separate. So that even the angels are evolving. Even the angels are gaining wisdom, but that's how. It's like Amanda, that's what she's doing. She's gaining wisdom that way. She's evolving that way. So the original allocation, yes, these original allocations are the ones that didn't fall. Although some others can join in now and then, come and go. That's not these ones, the original ones. That was how we designed it. Imagine if we didn't have that. Imagine if we just said, oh, we're just going to forget forever. There's never going to be any reminder. We're just going to, oh, we could have done that, you know. Well, actually, I think we couldn't. I really don't think we could. It's possible that we could have said, let's do it for a joke and then we'll wake up from it. Doesn't that sound familiar? Have we been doing that? I think so. So, great question, Clary. But yeah, the beautifulness about that is how de-evolution is there. So even the angels are gaining wisdom from our experience, the ones that didn't fall. Beautiful aspects of our soul, and I really love the feeling of that. I love understanding the feeling of that that's what they are. So they're like us. They're like our being that fully knows everything. It's like, but they are gaining wisdom from our fall that way, but staying with you and being, protective of you, loving you. It's just to really know you are never alone. And like I said earlier, that can feel a little bit daunting because we often want our alone time. But that's really only because we're trying to integrate a lot of reaction. Sometimes we don't want to be around, often we don't want to be around other people who aren't ascending, and that's understandable. But also in this moment, I just have to say this again. Remember, your ascension is affecting the one soul. It's actually blowing my mind. It's really blowing my mind what I'm seeing and witnessing and hearing it say. So It's like they were here in these sessions and heard what I said. Like, that's incredible. And it's just like, I say to myself, why am I thinking it's so incredible? Remember, we're one being, so of course that's happening. But it still feels incredible. It still feels so amazing. And I do love that feeling too. But then that feeling makes me realize how one we are anyway. So does that answer your question, Clary?
Yeah, I want to fathom it more if that's okay,
Of
and
course.
ask a
That's
little bit
very
more.
okay. That's what I want. Yeah. Yeah.
So they are a part of our soul, and
Yeah.
they're the part that have been ascended like the whole time. They've been in that light interim consciousness the whole time.
Yes, it's not so much that they've been ascended
Right,
because they didn't fall.
right,
We become ascended because we've fallen.
right,
But
right.
they've just stayed in the consciousness knowing of who we are. So they
And
are
every
like ascension consciousness, but they don't have to ascend. They are the beautiful part of our soul that we wanted to stay not fallen. Because, like I said, what if we all fell and we never had any reminder in a way? Like, I know my soul was absolutely designed to remember, to remind, and yet I still had a physical reality because that's what I had to have. I haven't had a lot of incarnations, but I've had enough to gain the wisdom of what it is. And so that's what I feel, why I can say these and share these things with you, because I remember them and I'm reminding everyone else because you can remember them too. So the angels, those angels that never fell, that aspect that never even came into a physical incarnation, could say they're just consciousness, but there is an ethereal being because they were in the ethereal aspect of our journey when it began. That's why people like even drawing angels with wings and flying and ethereal looking. I do too. I love that image, but I know that it's more than that. It's more beautiful than that. So does that make sense, Clary?
Yeah. So all of us who chose to experience that physical experience and forget who we are,
Yeah.
we've all got an angel with us who didn't do that. Is that right? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah, all of them that are with you. I don't know the number though. It feels like there is no number, but I know there's a group of them.
I just find that so incredibly touching.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
Feels so deeply fulfilling, like it's
Yeah.
almost like who I'm looking for, like who I'm wanting
Right.
to remember and feel. I
Mm.
feel like, yeah, when you describe
Well,
like
you
your
are.
people, and
Yeah.
I just really felt.
Well, you are remembering that because who they are really, those angels are just the ethereal being that didn't fall, which is what you want to remember. And that's what they're there for. And that's why you can connect with them. That's what I love, that they are right there with you all the time. Like, it's beautiful that I'm in a physical body and I can tell you like this, because then I can like say, yeah, well, I know what it's like to live physically. You know, there's those allocations as well. But those angels are, yeah, definitely. Really, what we could even say is that it's just, those are just like just part of the one soul. It's not we can say it is that they're part of the one soul. But because in the beginning, when we had the ethereal existence, we created some definition and some separation, but we just didn't, we hadn't forgotten. We didn't, at that point, that was how that you can understand that it would have to be like that first and then gain the wisdom, because we needed to go back to something. We need to go remember the truth of ourselves. That's the big part of why we chose to fall. Let's see what it's like to fall and forget and then start coming back. Wow, that's that bliss, that's that emotion that we all feel, that we love, and makes us want it more and more and more. And more and more and more, we see the limitations. We get wisdom, the soul, the wisdom of the soul. We know what it feels like, and it's amazing. It's so profound, but so simple. So they did have form in that way, and that's the form of the angels, the ethereal beings. What they look like, you can imagine that any way you want. They can change their form. They can be anything, just like we can. We do. We do change our form. Have you ever noticed how different you look every day, every moment? Take a photo of this one day, the next photo that 5 seconds later, you look different. You always look different because we're always changing. Anything else, Clary?
I feel really content now. Thank you.
Oh, me too. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
Too.
you.
I love that so much. Anybody else got a question they'd like to ask about the angels or Light Interim? Yes, Maggie.
I was just wondering if in Light Interim, is everybody they're having the feeling of androgynous, or are they still remembering male and female, or
Good question.
and then also I suppose what you're saying, the people that the ones that didn't fall, would they be androgynous? And I just wondered about that.
That's
because I know I talked to my twin flame on that higher level too.
Exactly.
And yeah, I'm just wondering about
Definitely
that.
male and female.
Yeah.
Definitely male and female. So there would be both in your people crew of angels. Yes, definitely. Yeah, we manifested the male and female right at the beginning. There's a lot to understand about all of that, a real lot. But not today.
Yeah, thanks.
We need to get these foundations that I'm helping to guide you with, and then we can understand more and more. I can guide you more and more with that. But yeah, great question.
Thank you. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Love you.
You can actually even call on that feminine or that masculine on that level, because it's really the pure love aspects of them. So at any time, it is a whole nother discussion, but at any time you could call on that if you feel to.
Mm.
Yeah. Anything else, Maggie?
Oh, thank you for today. It's just amazing. I'm so touched by knowing that, I've always felt that presence of angels, but I feel so touched deeper and deeper
Yeah.
of knowing that they're there and they're around me, and makes me smile to think of all the struggles I've been through in my life and not remembered that they're there.
Exactly.
Yeah, but thank you, Jode, for bringing us home. Let's go ahead. Yeah.
Always. That's what I'm here for. I love you. And giving my guidance to you, also it gives to me for my home, it's beautiful. But yeah, what you said, you didn't, all that suffering that you had, and you didn't know they were there.
Mm.
You didn't have them to call on, but then you called on religion, right? You tried to find spiritual ways to connect with that.
Yeah.
And so in a way, it was there in you anyway. But it's okay if you didn't too. It's, if you forgot, it's okay. But that's the beauty about the angels. These angels we're particularly talking about, is that they haven't forgotten, and they're to assist you during your forgetting. They're supporting in so many ways. I mean, it'd just be unlimited to list the ways. Yeah, but when you're finding out about these angels now because you are ascending, and because you're ready to connect with them on that level. And even though they're always there during all the fall, you felt you weren't connecting, but they always were.
Yeah.
But when we talk about protection from them, we must understand that when people die, it doesn't mean they're not protecting you. It means they're supporting you, because there's also support there. Because everything is a perfect design for our wisdom. And that's what I love about Light Interim, that it like heals that understanding of death. It nourishes it. It's just like, it's beautiful. It's like, the things that I see come through the internet, usually just through friends posting things or something of things that are happening in the world that seem really painful to me, and I just want to understand them on a higher level, you know. And when things have happened that seem really, really sad, you know, especially when I see animals or children dying or things like that, you know, it's like the pain is so strong and the grief comes up really strong in me, and I let myself feel it, but then I remember where they are. They're in Light Interim. They're happy. They're not sad. They're remembering themselves. It's perfect. There's even a celebration because, wow, I achieved my goal to have that happen. And you can think of the worst things possible that have happened in the world, and you can understand them on this level. It's with compassion. It's not with being arrogant at all. It's total love and compassion of knowing that was all chosen and designed for the journey, and that when they're in Light Interim, they're very happy. They're just so rejoicing. It's like that story I told with two people fighting, and then all of a sudden they're in Light Interim and go, "Hey, bro," you know. I like that one. It's just a really way of bringing, you know, some humor in it, but in fact, it's happened. It's actually happened. So it's beautiful to understand, but it's also beautiful to allow our grief and not to block it because we know this. Because I know this and I've seen things recently that still trigger a lot of grief in me. And I'm just like, let myself feel that. Feel the beautifulness. But then sometimes when I know every time when I'm feeling a lot of grief, I'm sobbing, then all of a sudden I'm laughing with joy and love because I'm remembering the truth, like that, for example. They're in Light Interim now. And I've actually had some of them visit me. Some of those beings that I've been aware of, I've seen their faces. They've visited me and I've seen them. And then I've seen photos of these people and it's the exact face. Like it just blew my mind. Like, how could I, you know, my limited perception, how could I see those faces without seeing them? And it was just joyful. They just came around me and just said, "Hey, we wanted to see you here." You know, it just felt so touching and beautiful. And I know that any one of us could have that experience. Like any connection you want to have with the one soul, you can have. It's your one soul. It's our one soul. We belong together as one. You know, there is no separation. So that's what's beautiful about understanding Light Interim and death. How much we can embrace it in our ascension, because imagine if we just thought we were all a victim to that. And yes, it looks like victim, definitely. But imagine if we really stayed believing that, we couldn't ascend. We couldn't remember the beautiful beings of love that we are. We couldn't, could we? We're so locked in that victim. And that's why sometimes, often in this world, it seems, especially now in a way, there's a lot of victim. Because the one soul wants to experience it to an extreme. And the reason that is, and I've told you this before, because there's only a short time now. Time's not even the right way to say it, but humanity is ascending. Remember? So I have to get all this stuff over and done with now. Just need a little drink. Over and done with. It sounds so funny, but it's like have the experience now while you can, because it's wrapping up. And that's what I tell myself often. Remind myself that it's okay. And like, because when we hear terrible stories about people passing and dying, we just think about what happened during that time. We don't always think about where they're going, because we don't always, you know, generally most people don't really know. But we remember, imagine how much fear they must have felt, imagine how much pain they must have felt, imagine how terrible that would have been. Those are sort of thoughts that come through our mind, and we just cry and we feel so awful. And it brings up our own fears and survival and everything. But when we can take that and move that into our understanding of Light Interim, it's just blissful. Yes, there'll still be grief. That's okay. You know, this understanding is part of our ascension, and it's so, so vital for us to understand that so we can ascend. Because like I said, if we didn't, we would keep on believing the victim. And to understand the victim experience is just really knowing that's what we wanted to feel. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like you can do the same thing that I did when I felt so upset about some things that had happened in the world, and then just like really remembering, they're in Light Interim, they're joyful, they know who they really are, they're in their light now, they're integrating these experiences with love. They have angels everywhere. Angels are with them anyway. So you could say, why didn't the angels protect them from that? Because it's not, that wasn't the plan. They support you as well in what your choices are. If you ask them to protect you, they will do that. But it won't be the way that you think in your limited perception. That's why trust is a big part of the angels, and I often say just trust the angels. Trust the angels and ask them for anything and everything that you want to. There's no limit on it. There's no, you're only allowed to ask for 10 things today, and then tomorrow maybe 5, because you did too many today. It's not like that. It's unlimited. Our ego, our fallen identity always wants limitation. Unlimited asking. And that's the thing. When you think about those angels, your people angels, I love calling them that, they didn't fall. And they're gaining wisdom from your experience. But they know the truth. They're just there for you. They know how unlimited you are and how beautiful you are. And you can just be with them consciously. You don't have to keep trying, I've got to focus on my angels. You don't have to get obsessive. You can if you want, though. But the beautifulness of just knowing that they're there, it's comforting. Like you said, Clary, it's just comforting. It's a beautiful, comforting feeling. And it's a very higher consciousness feeling. Because what are you connecting with? You're connecting with these beings that never fell. Part of you that didn't fall. Wow. Just contemplate that. Part of you, part of all of us. Beautiful. Just beautiful. What I really love, though, is the fact is that we'll all be, our ascension will be back to that beautiful paradise, that dimension. And then we'll have some more adventures where we rise up again, even into all other experiences. They exist too. But let's just fathom this one for now, because that's why we're here. Oh, you're amazing. Anyone else got another question?
I don't have a question, but I wanted to share this.
Yes.
First and foremost, you are beautiful. You are gorgeous.
Thank you. You are too beautiful.
You helped me understand and integrate such a big part of my life today, because growing up in India, I knew we had gods for everything. And I have gone through the worship part, and I have gone through that whole, rituals and dogma of it. And always, 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 I would end up remembering, I'm just talking with myself. I would always come back to that. Like all the chanting I did and everything, I would be like, but I'm just telling this to myself. I'm just awakening those qualities in me. I always remembered that.
That's so beautiful. I love that. Yeah.
But it's like, and I have also felt so protected. Like I was thinking this morning that one of the reasons my mom was so worried about me is because I was so fearless. Like if I knew that this is how I would find the truth, I would just go for it. Like I did not care in that way.
Yeah.
Nothing could stop me if it was to go like to go to a different city, to meet a totally random person. I was not scared.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
But what you are sharing today helps me understand, because I had this knowing that I am protected. I always knew that. And now I can see it is like all of me is walking together. All of me is integrating together.
I
You
love
know, it's like,
that. Yes.
so the part of me that did not fall is
Sorry, Lisa, I just thought of something real funny. That our people are talking to all everyone else's people, people angels. They're all together. Oh my gosh, yeah. That just came into my consciousness. It's true, it's real. Sorry, keep going. I just love that. I had to say it.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say next, that it's like
Mhm.
all of me, like as one soul that is not fallen, is
Mm.
supporting all of me, one soul that is fallen, and gaining wisdom to gain wisdom. And we are all gaining this wisdom together, and we are always together. And it's like such a beautiful feeling of light. And
Yes. Yes. That's real revelation. That is real ascension revelation. Beautiful.
and I so wanted to thank you for that. And I also want to thank that being that chose to be my dad, because he
Mm.
died. And I always knew that, with an understanding that his passing was very significant for my ascension, because that's when I started looking for answers, like, where did he go? What happened to the soul? And now I can see another layer of it. It triggered such deep grief in me that I knew I wanted to find you. So how awesome was that soul agreement? How awesome is
Exactly.
that?
Exactly. Once you start having ascension perception, you can fathom everything because you can see the higher plan in it all. And when we sit in our self-pity, we're denying that, and that's okay. It's part of the wisdom. But once we start ascending, yes, we start really fathoming everything, and that's beautiful. And I had lots of beautiful chats with your dad, who is
Aw.
not your dad now. We know that. But yeah, it's beautiful. I've loved those beautiful talks, and that I've shared with you. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
I just wanted to say that and thank you, because you just integrated so much of me. Like, I feel so much whole now than I have ever felt, and you gave everything. So to me, you are my angel, and
Oh, I love
everything
that so much.
else
I
is
understand why you would feel that, and sometimes I feel the consciousness in me that is very angel consciousness, but then I know the truth of actually having this physical experience as well. Because a lot of people have asked me if I was an angel. It's so beautiful and always very touching, but I always knew that that wasn't the role for me. It was to be here in physicality, to understand it and live it and fall and everything, but also remember. Because even when I was falling, I still remembered, always. But I still did it. I still wanted to know what it felt like, you know. But thank you for saying that. It touches me to the core, really does. And thank you. And I'm quite okay if you want to call me that. If I feel like that to you, it's just understanding on that level. And what I really love really is ultimately we'll all be in that realm anyway. Will we then all be angels? That's another question. But not really, because what we will really be is all in our paradise together, and there won't be angels anymore. Angels have a purpose, but they won't be necessary anymore. We'll all be just like the angel that had never fallen, who are gaining the wisdom this way and living in that paradise. And I love contemplating that and what that really is. I really find it very difficult to fathom sometimes, though. Like, not in a limited way. It's just how really incredible it will be. And the only things that I can say is I know the earth as we know it will not be like that, like it is. It will be a completely different experience, a beautiful, ethereal light experience, but it will still be on earth. And just everything that we see, the universe, everything is not what it seems. even the universe that people love to say is God these days. And that's perfectly okay, because in a way it is all of us. But everything is, I could call any one of us God, because we're all that same being anyway. And so that's all I can really continue to fathom in myself, the difference, the different dimension we'll be in. But fathoming Light Interim helps us to fathom the real love. And once we've all, like, this is what I want you to try and understand, is once everything's been integrated, where all the wisdom's been understood, we've had our fill, we've finished our plan, then we are living in that paradise. And that's what's beautiful about everything I say to you, and everything that you do, and everything you say, and everything you share with me. It's all affecting this one soul. So in a way, even if you were the only one to ever listen to me, it would still change the one soul, because it already is, because they're all listening anyway. But there are others listening to me. They're not here, but they're listening. But do you know my point? Like, the point is that everything that you're fathoming and listening with your beautiful, beautiful souls, and your beautiful purity of love and humility and compassion and trust, and acknowledging this beautiful being of love that you are, acknowledging the beautiful being that I am of love. It's just acknowledging it in each other. It's all affecting the one soul, and it's beautiful. And we're all here for that. We're all here for that. All of this one soul. It's just so, so beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
I love
Sure
you
is.
so much. I love you all so. How can we even express it? We try, and I think it's good to try to express our love. But would anyone like to say anything? Because I'm going to complete this session in a minute. But anyone like to say anything before we finish? Yes, Sean.
Yes, I would. Wow, there's so much I want to say. There's so much I've been contemplating throughout all this.
Go for it.
Firstly, Jody, I just love you so much, and
I love you too.
I don't know how to put it into words, but
Mm.
like Nisha said, I feel like for me, you're my angel sometimes, and I want to understand.
I'm happy to be that. But keep going.
I feel like when you were talking about that, your angels come and learn from you, and I don't really have a question, but just kind of all these things have been going through my head throughout all this. Like, here we all are here as a group, and we've found you, and we made this decision in Light Interim to find you, and I'm just fascinated with the brilliance, not only that you are, but with the beings that we are, to have this experience, to have that experience of Light Interim, and then here we are here to find you. How do you fit into this? Like, how do you, like, this is just so profound, and you are just so profound, and we all are as well. And I'm just like,
I get it. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. You are so amazing, Sean. So beautiful, so brilliant, so, so, so profoundly awake, so intelligent. Like, you all are. Just really, really trust that, just really, really trust. And I know you are. And your love, you love that you give me, everything, just so beautiful. It touches me beyond a core. I say the core, but how do you all feel about that? Like, hearing that beautiful love from Sean, like, anybody share? Go for it.
Feels incredibly beautiful. Like it's his beautiful soul just speaking. It's absolutely profound. It's really, really beautiful. Thank you so much, Sean.
thank you.
Anyone
I just
else?
want to say to you all,
Sean?
I feel like I want to say to all, I just love you all so much. I just feel like this is such a sacred time
Yeah. I get
that we're having with each other.
Yeah.
It's just blows my mind how magnificent we all are, and that we found an angel like Jody to guide us as well. We all have this agreement in Light Interim to do this. And I love what you said, Jody, about that we're we're actually doing now what we would be doing in Light Interim. I
Yes.
just think that is that's just another level of understanding of contemplation in that. That's just amazing that
Look
we are
at your
doing that
light.
now.
Look at his light. Oh my gosh, you're glowing. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it just went really strong. It's beautiful. But yes, exactly. Thank you for knowing that and acknowledging that. It is. It's the fact that you understand and acknowledge that. How can I even express the gratitude for that other than just I love you so much and thank you for trusting that and knowing that and having that intelligent awareness to know. Like you are ascending, you are recognizing these real thoughts that are ascension thoughts. You recognized we are doing Light Interim right here. That means we're in that higher dimension because that's all it is. It's not separate, it's just a dimension. So we are in that dimension. Yes, we are still, going through our fallen consciousness comes and goes, right? But we keep wanting to stay here. And that's what we have to trust. Really trust it. Because I know there could be so many ways that the fear and the delusions can come up into our consciousness because we have the pathway still for that, because our brilliant physicality is amazing how it does that. But just remember, we have also in every cell in our body the real knowing. It's right there and we're activating. We have activated it. It's activated. And as we activate it, because it's the one soul, everyone's getting activated at the same time. So I really say this a lot to you guys, but I really want you to know how much you just being here and listening to this, how much you're doing. And anyone that's watching this recording, just anyone hearing this and knowing this, you are really activating it in the one soul. So thank you, Sean. Would you like to say anything else? That's just so, so beautiful. Anything else? Look at him. Look how much he's changed. You've just blossomed so much, Sean. Look at you.
Exactly.
Nick, I can remember when you first came to this first session recently, even though I've known you since you were 24, and like we've had so much contact over the years. Brilliant perfection, weaving in your ascension, still experiencing your falls, all perfect. But look at you now. You look to me like an ascended being, like your whole presence and your physicality, like you all look like that. But you guys can really see the transformation, Sean, right? Like it's really, really beautiful and profound. And that's really, really touches me to see that. And it's, to me, I always say it's proof is in the pudding. It's proof. I found a photo of Nisha the other day when I first met her and I sent it to her. You'll have to share it on Facebook or something. And like, she looks so incredibly beautiful, but so lost, and the eyes just like look like the witness had been shutting down, and like she just didn't know. Like she knew so much, of course, but there was that "where are you" feeling, and that was the day she felt that here you are about me. But and that was in 2014.
Yes.
So 2014. And so then we looked at it. She sent me a picture of the before and after. Just like, oh my gosh, the beauty. I mean, how could Nisha be more beautiful than she was? How can any of you be more beautiful than you were? But you all are. Look at you. Look at Sean. Look at Sean. Like, that's a male presence doing that. That's affecting all the males. And that's so beautiful. And thank you for that, Sean. And it's not me separating us. It's into masculine and feminine, but it is a fact. There is facts. It's a higher plan, and we'll all fathom that more and more. And I'll give you more understanding on that. But look at all of you. Look at Stella. Look, Stella, you have just transformed so much. Look at that gorgeous being. I love you so much. Look at Clary. Look at that smile on her face. Say something so we can see you.
Hello.
Beautiful. I want to see Stella. Stella, you say something so we can see your beautiful face.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Beautiful. And look at Margie. Look at her. Just glowing.
Yeah, I love you, Joy. Thank you for everything. Oh, you're amazing. You
Oh,
all are.
yes, exactly. That is what I'm telling you, how amazing you are, and you're recognizing it. That's the greatest thing we can give to each other. And look at Emmy. Look at Emmy. I mean, I think of you from when I first met you to this being now. It's blatantly obvious how much you've ascended and how much more beauty. Like, you've always been absolutely gorgeous. All of you have. Like, so gorgeous and so, even in this world, concepts of good looking, but this beauty is another thing, isn't it? This beauty is our soul beauty. And how much more beautiful is it than the concept? Say hi, Emmy.
I love you.
Oh, love you too. Oh, thank you so much for today, guys. If anyone would like to say something before we go, just anything,
Yes, I would like.
go for it. Yes.
Yes, I also love feeling the beauty of our souls here when we are together in this group session. To me, today it feels like we are all angels. I
Yeah,
have this
I
feeling.
can see what you mean because of the light and the glow. It means we're feeling our ethereal body. But it's good to know really the difference between an angel. But also, I'm really glad you said that, because also this, we're transcending, we're ascending into light interim consciousness, the ethereal realm, that dimension, right? That's where the angel consciousness is. So perhaps that's really why it feels like that.
Yeah.
Because many beings, as I said, go there and become angels. But the only reason they're an angel is because of that ethereal consciousness. So actually, I think you're all right about the angel thing. I think I'm recognizing that the real reason they are called an angel is what I've said, because of the ethereal consciousness of ascension. And that's where we're heading into a paradise. So we can quite easily say that we're all angels. I love it. But it's understanding the purpose of angels in this existence as well. But thank you. Continue, Estella. I love that. Keep going.
I really love to have this male presence of Sin here with us. It's amazing. Like, it feels really beautiful. And yeah, you are really beautiful. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. It's really beautiful.
And I also want to share an experience I had with my mom when she was dying. Very related to this.
Yeah.
So the moment when she was in the hospital and she decided that she wanted to die, the doctor injected some medicine on her body to put her to sleep.
Because that's allowed in Spain, where you lived.
Yeah, in Barcelona, it's allowed.
Yep.
So she decided that. So they injected this medicine, and my sister and me were next to her in the bed, and she was still awake because it just the medicine just went into her body. So it was going to still take a while for her to fully fall asleep. But suddenly so she knew she was in her last moments awake. She knew she was dying in that moment. And then it felt like she was in another place, and she was looking straight forward, like looking up, and she was becoming like if she wanted, like a rush of energy went into her body, and like she wanted to wake up. So my sister and me were trying to calm her down and wondering if something was wrong, because suddenly she was like very anxious in a way. Then I read that this is a kind of anxiety that happens when someone is dying. But then she, as I said, she was looking straight in front of her up, and then she started raising her arms, and she was doing like this. Like it really felt like she was seeing someone.
Absolutely, she was.
Yeah,
How beautiful. Wow.
she was doing that like for some minutes, like, and my sister and me were there just observing her and trying to keep calm. Yeah, and then there's a funny moment, typical of my mom. There was a moment when my sister and me became a little bit worried about her, how she was reacting, and then we went like we each were on each side of the bed, so we went very close to her, and like we were blocking her vision, and she's
Wow.
move away.
She said that? She said go away?
Move away.
Move away. Oh my gosh.
She was
Now
so passionate
move
with what she
away.
was.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. What amazing experience that she she didn't want you guys, she just wanted whatever that being was, which is probably an angel. Or some,
Laughing, because it was very kind of the kind of character that my mother had a little bit like, but it was like, she was so into what she was seeing that she didn't want us there,
She was already transitioning into Light Interim. That's what happens. But what did you guys do? Did you move away?
Yeah, we started laughing and then we moved.
You moved away. It's really fascinating that she was transitioning, so she was still experiencing some physical because she could see you, but she could see Light Interim at the same time. Like, that is such a clear story of the transition. How beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love it. And it's so joyful. It's so joyful, like she's passing, but and I know that you felt grief, of course, afterwards you would, but the fact that that she was you guys were having that joy in that moment of it, witnessing that. Wow, how precious is that? Absolutely. And when we look at the one soul and the whole design of it, that was given to you to share with us and now to share with everyone. Like, perfection of proof is in the pudding, in a way. A vegan pudding. I'll just add that. But yeah, that is such a beautiful, beautiful story. Thank you so much, Estella. Oh, I love it. Look at your face. Look at her face now. It's so glowing and beautiful.
Yeah. My mom wanted me to share this with you all, and I already had thought of sharing this with you before, but it didn't happen. So and now today it just came to my mind while you were sharing with us, and I just remembered and I said, this is the perfect time to.
Absolutely. This is what it was made for. In a way, you could say it was just on this line to come to here. Oh, how beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Estella's mum. Pepita?
Yes.
Pepita. Thank you, Pepita. How beautiful. Wow. Oh, thanks so much.
Thank you for everything you shared. I love knowing that we have this crew of angels around you all the time. And yeah, and I love you all so much. Thank you.
I will love you.
Too.
Love you.
Love you, Stella.
Love you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, love you, Stella.
Oh, Amy said love you, but we couldn't hear it.
I love you.
Here we go. Oh, I love you all so much. Oh, wow. Anybody else want to say anything before we go?
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, go, Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still fathoming everything, but it felt so beautiful, and also I feel so much love now. I know that my father is in this beautiful place,
Oh,
and
yes. Yes, exactly.
and I feel now I can understand. I will gain more understanding about everything.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I
Yeah.
can always do private sessions for any of you on that too, and assist you with more connection with those loved ones if you want to. But you can also do it yourself, you know, and just allow yourself to really connect in that way. Because it's just, now that you have this understanding, it helps you, doesn't it? Because it gives you clarity. That's why I like guiding you all with really simple clarity, even though it's so dimensional. You guys do amazing to fathom that. You really do. Thank you so much, Amy. Anything else?
Yeah, I also love the idea that I have a gang with me.
Isn't it beautiful? You must have all been ready. You must have been ready to know about this today. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so beautiful to know that they are there to assist me in my ascension.
It is. It is. You know, I've often thought when people have been considered crazy because they talk to beings around them, that those beings really are there. I do think they are. So, and I just understand that it's not understood. So, you know, and then it's reinforced that it's crazy. But sometimes when people get really traumatized, it shifts them to see more of that dimension, actually. So, yes, we don't have to be crazy to connect with them. They're just there and they're real, and they're not crazy anyway. Those people aren't even crazy. It's
The
just
school where I am working, it's a Waldorf school, and they also say that we have our angels around us, and the children also. And so when you cannot unravel the child, its behavior or something, you can ask your angels and trust that they will.
Now you can ask their angels as well. You can ask their people, their angel people. You can ask them to help them. Like, I know it's really beautiful how many people are talking about angels. Like, the one soul really knows that they're real. You know, I used to teach about angels years ago, but this is a whole nother level of understanding, and that this will then go into the one soul. Because light interim needs to be understood. It's part of our ascension. But yeah, that's beautiful, Imi, that they're doing that. And now you have an even more understanding. And just remember with this guidance and this knowledge, not to start trying to teach it. Fathom it first in yourself, apply it for yourself, and then you'll know when it's appropriate to say anything. You don't really even have to, in a way. You just do it. You know, you just do it. And that's the humility of really understanding what I'm talking about. And we need to have that humility out of respect for everybody. You know, like, I choose to guide you here like this. I have a boundary on what I choose to share everywhere else, because I want to share at this level when people come to me for this level. And so that's what, like, I want you to take all of this in and live it and love it and enjoy it blissfully. And there could be times where you're sharing an experience from the love that you're feeling, from what you're understanding from me, and applying that in life. You can share that, but just remember to not turn it into being the teacher. But you want to share that love. Don't want to hold it back. It's just that real understanding of like, because why I said that is because for you, for an example, Inka, I know that you respect everything that I'm saying, but you could say, oh, you've got a whole gang of angels around you, you know. You need to have the backup information, the real information before we start just like trying to teach it to people, because they can get confused. Just remember the level that you are on and respect that. Respect your levels. It's very high, and so we must respect other people's levels and embrace them. But you'll know when it's the right time to say something. You'll feel it, because you'll know if it's humble or not. You'll feel whether you're being arrogant or in any sort of winning situation of proving yourself to know something. You know, that's not your ascension. And I'm not trying to block you from communicating with anyone. Please know that, because I want you to share your love, but keep it like that. Keep it by sharing your love, because that's going to tell them everything, absolutely everything, just by that, just by your presence. You know, Estella's been sharing with me some really, really beautiful experiences she's been having in the journey here in Australia with the children especially. Oh my gosh, it's so, so divine. Thank you so much, Stella. And the way that they loved her and loved you, Estella, like it was just so, so profoundly beautiful. And they could see you because of that love. They could see you, and that's all she had to do. She didn't sit down and try and teach them anything. She just was the loving being, and that comes through. That's the way you're teaching others, okay? That's the way I am guiding you to do it. That just be it. Be that love. Yeah. And I hope that you fathom that and understand why I'm saying that. I hope you know that I'm not trying to limit you. Do you understand that?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
understand.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Understood.
Because this consciousness is very high, and that's why you're at this level, to understand it. So when you really understand it, then you live it, and you're the frequency of it anyway. They'll just start saying things to you that you just will just blow your mind. How'd they know that? You know, and just say, yeah, beautiful. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. Embrace it. You know, that will happen. Are you guys, just answer yes or no, have you been experiencing that a little bit with others?
Yes.
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 Yeah, beautiful. So I just feel such a deep sense of, several words come to my mind, but I'm so proud of you, so protective of you, so you're so important to me. Like, oh, it's a bit hard to put into words because it's beyond these words, but it's just this feeling of real recognition of your souls and why you're here doing this with me. And thank you for that. Thank you for allowing me to guide you, and thank you for trusting that guidance, and thank you for being such beautiful, pure beings of love that more can come out of me. Because that's what I want to do. I want to share what I know for our ascension, for love, but I know that it can only be received by this really pureness of love, you know. Because it's easy to hear the truth, and then turn it into dogma. That's what's happened, and that's okay, and that's a beautiful experience. Not hating it or judging it, but just understanding how I'm protecting you. This is me protecting you, like knowing to just live this, and then you will keep rising from it, and so will everyone around you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect sense.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Was that everybody shared, or was anyone else like to share before we go?
I just remember one thing that I would like to share, but I don't know if there is, maybe Claire wants to say something, or I would like to share something. Yeah. So I remembered something I experienced about 2 years ago when I was going through a very deep grief before coming to Australia. And I was on the sofa and I started feeling that grief, and I started crying so much that I felt like my soul was coming out of my body. And then in that moment, I had a vision, like I saw, it was just a flash, but I saw like a being. It was a male energy, and he suddenly appeared, and he was filled with compassion, and like it felt like he was feeling very, very touched by what I was feeling.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Yeah.
That moment I felt like he was hugging me. And I felt instantly like I felt there was someone there, and I felt that compassion, that embracing, that it warmed my heart. And now I understand he was probably one of my
Exactly. your people angel. Yes, I thought that straight away. And that's beautiful that now you know that. Yeah. Because they can also be misinterpreted as your twin flame. And that's okay if it is, because it can be your twin flame as well. But quite often, now that you know this, you can embrace that, embrace those angels, because they want that. They love us so much. Like,
in that moment, it felt like he was feeling what I was feeling, you know, and just wanted to make him visible to me, so to know that you're not alone. And
yes, exactly, and that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like I know, I had this I met this young man. I was about 18 and he was 18, and I was at a party, just a normal kind of party where there's alcohol and everything. I never felt connected to everyone like that, although I did partake in some of those things. So that was part of my wisdom. But I always felt like I was in this other realm all the time, like I was observing all the time, not participating in that way. And this young man who walked up to me, I remember vividly what he looks like. He was sort of tall and slim, and he had dark hair, long dark curly hair and brown eyes. And he came up to me and said, the Gold Coast is going to be where the golden age begins. And I just went, oh, wow, I feel that. And I remember feeling to myself, I'm not leaving the Gold Coast. And I've wondered who that being was so many times that I just keep feeling that it was just an embodiment of an angel, and they can do that.
Wow.
And I actually know what he was really talking about. He was talking about me and this level of understanding, and that's why he told me. And he just disappeared. I couldn't find him. I looked for him. He was gone. Never saw him again, but I've never forgotten that moment. It was so beautiful. That was on the Gold Coast, you know. But I've remembered, it's never left my mind. Like, you can, you know, angels can embody physicality for a short time, or even a long time, really. But ultimately, it's not like a reincarnation. It's just an embodiment for a while. It can even just be like using a physical body, someone else's physical body for a moment, you know, kind of like a walk-in, but that's another topic. But but yeah, thank you for sharing that, Estella. Really beautiful. Love that story so much. And yes, I'm glad that you can fathom that a little bit more now, or a lot more. Beautiful. You're all so beautiful. I love you all so much. Thank you. I feel so honored to be able to guide you magnificent, beautiful souls who are so humble and so loving and so ready to know and to trust this real truth. So thank you. That's everything. Absolutely everything. And I'm always here for you. You know that. I'm always here for anyone who really wants to ascend. Yes, let's do this. All right, beautifuls. The time is our friend. It's 9 o'clock now. It doesn't matter though. It is so timeless. And I love you so much.
Oh,
All right, darlings. I'll hang up now. I love you. Thank you for everything.
Love you.
love you so
I
much.
love you.
Love you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Love
Love you,
all.
everybody.
Thank you.
I love you so much. And
Love
we're
you
all
all.
in our soul. Yes. You all
Love
love
you
each
all.
other too. And that's so beautiful.
Love
Okay.
you all.
Love you.
Love you guys.
Wow.
Love you.
Love you, love you, love you.
Love
Love
you.
you. All right. Here we go.